so this is the braiding hair that I'm using, the Queen Bee braiding hair. That is the pre-stretched braiding hair. I also use a shine and jam to slick the hair down and prep it for braiding. Using this product is wonderful when it comes to braiding. As you can see, all my pieces are pretty much the same, even though they may not look like it. I like to do all of the pieces the same for the braiding hair, especially for small lemonade braids. I don't like to insert thick pieces. I just feel like it's easier to handle and braid if the pieces are smaller. I use a shine and jam. I do a rough part whenever it comes to the braiding. Then I use a shine and jam to apply on both sides of the braiding. After that, I part it again because the shine and jam just allows the hair to lay, and that way it gives me a clear and precise parting. So I'm not going to talk the whole time. I just want you guys to enjoy what I'm doing. So that first braid is more so like the braid I'm going to start with. That's the braid that's going to take it from the front all the way to the back to the other side. And I'm just going to follow the lead basically from that foundation braid. So I parted. I mean, everything is self-explanatory. I don't really want to try to explain exactly what I'm doing because you guys can see. But when it comes to the braiding, it has two different techniques. You have the technique, well, you always start with, if the hair is thick enough, you start with just the hair and you just braid for a little while. And then when it comes to adding, you can add the hair a few different ways. And I'm going to show you guys the two techniques that you can use. Pick one, whichever is easy for you. I've learned both from a few different stylists, and honestly I always switch it up. For some braids I use a technique one, which is grabbing all of the hair together when you're feeding in, and then the other technique is just grabbing one piece of hair and leaving one piece out. Now to start off, I noticed that sometimes it's easier to grab a piece like that and then braid that and then add the other piece later on. And then some parts, I feel like it transitions well with that at the beginning. And then the rest of it, I just kind of feed in and braid it all at one time, if that makes sense. If you're a little confused, just go back and look at what I slowed down for you guys to see. But as you guys can see, some of them I'm adding half and half, some of it I'm adding together. There's really no rules to it, honestly. You just kind of, I don't know, man. You just kind of you just go with it. You just go with it. However it feels, you just go with it. But yeah, guys, so that's basically are the two techniques I'm using in this video. I don't count how many pieces of hair that I use for each braid. I kind of just look at the thickness of how I want it, and if it's basically the thickness of how I want it, then I'll keep it like that. If not, I'll add some more. But again, I add small pieces. You don't want to mess up and add too large of a piece, and then and then it just doesn't then it just doesn't work out. So yeah, I like to add pieces together like that. So anyways, if you mess up, also don't be afraid to fix it and start over, because sometimes I'm a little OCD. Well, most times I'm OCD with my braiding. So if I see a piece out of whack or something messed up, I tend to take it out or whatever. But to each his own. You want to take your time with this style. Don't try to rush it. It took me about 6 hours. I only used 3 packs of hair, honestly. You don't have to use a lot of hair. Now, this client right here, she has pretty full hair, so you won't have to add as much hair as you will for someone with thinner hair or someone with shorter hair. But for her, I only use 3 packs of braiding hair, and I use the Queen Bee pre-stretch hair. I don't use expressions. I hate expressions. Don't ask me to use expressions. I don't like expressions. It's inconvenient. It's too thick. It's too dry. It's tangly. I just don't like expressions. But yeah, guys, after all that's done, I do dip the ends in hot water, and I also use some mousse, and I spray it on top of all the hair and let it set with wrapping strips just to seal the flyaways. And then I do spray some oil sheen afterwards to kind of moisturize her scalp. So that's it, guys. You can just continue watching the video, and I will talk to you guys in my next video. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Also, guys, it helps my channel so much. Thank you so much for still riding with me, and Happy New Year. And I will talk to you guys in my next video in a few days. Bye, guys. Mwah.